It special.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Which I love, which means I'm going to go to you first on this
Great.
one, Kyle. Colts, Sin City, Raiders, what are you looking for?
Oh, Step Into My Office is my favorite game of the weekend. I love this game, and I love it because of the backstory of how many times Philip Rivers has played the Raiders in his career. Long history, and a history of dominance. He went about 10 years once without even losing to the Raiders. Both of these teams need it badly. When we're figuring out who matters, this is like the Who Matters Bowl right now, Colts, Raiders. And I like Las Vegas in this one.
Do you? I like the 8-4 Colts. And as much as I wanted to criticize Philip Rivers and him not playing well over the last couple of years and the inconsistency, he's been playing pretty good this year. I mean, he's had some moments, of course, where age starts to creep in, maybe he forces the ball downfield. But let me give a quick shout out. Nyheim Hines is a dude that has been balling out this year, a guy that you can lean on. He can do it all. Play running back, wide receiver, and even special teams. Shout out to Nyheim Hines.
We love him.
There's this daily fantasy that Nate does. He's saying, go Mahomes. There are two quarterbacks that I almost would stay away from, like miles away in a big spot right now that I just don't know what we're getting with Derek Carr and Philip Rivers. And they can both silence so many critics with just going out there, playing great football and winning this game. Both those guys have critics up the what for their whole careers. Go out there and play well and win this game.
I will say Philip Rivers has a lot of history with this opponent. He has taken on the Raiders and beaten them 18 times. That is more than he has beaten any other opponent in his career.
Wow.
Wild. Okay, Seahawks hosting the Jets in Seattle. What are we looking for here? Eeny, meeny, miny, Nate.
Jamal Adams is coming back to a team that he spent so much time with. And now you're on a squad that I think when you look at it from the outside looking in, yeah, the Seahawks are supposed to be better, and they're the better organization. They got everything figured out. But you're not playing well defensively. So if you want to go and really slam the door on why you left the Jets and make sure people don't criticize you, then go out there and have yourself a day. There's nothing like playing against your former squad in the NFL.
I'm fascinated by the Jets, the cult of personalities. When Greg Williams is now gone, Adam Gase still there, probably really badly wants to win some games, and yet I steadfastly believe it is not good for the Jets organization to win this game this weekend. I don't. I think there's an incredible quarterback that they could get, and they could risk getting that and blowing that if they lose, or if they win, rather. So it's a strange time and 50 years of strange time for the Jets, but I want to watch them. Giants
went into Seattle and beat the Seahawks with Colt McCoy. What if the Jets went into Seattle and beat the Seahawks? What do we make of the Seattle Seahawks? A couple of weeks ago, we were talking about Super Bowl favorites. I don't know what to make of this team. And I really would be interested if the Jets are giving them a battle. And guess what? That Jamal Adams thing, real quick. How much do the Jets players want to go beat Jamal Adams? Think about the other one.
There's something there with that. You mentioned it earlier this week. No trivia for you here, but I will let you know the Jets haven't won in Seattle straight since 1997. To put that into perspective, that was played in something called the Kingdom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Kingdom.
The Seahawks were still a part of the AFC West, and Bill Belichick was coaching that Jets defense.
Kingdom.
NFC North battle between the Packers and Lions. That one's in Detroit. What is intriguing to you, Shrakes?
That Lions team played like their butts were on fire last week. Again, I didn't know what we were going to get after they fired Matt Patricia, but they were willing to do anything for Darrell Bevell. And the numbers are crazy. I think they had more big plays with Stafford in that one game since Patricia was fired than they did the entire Patricia era. It was some crazy stat. This is not a walkover game for Rodgers and Adams as we've thought they might have. This Lions team wants to win for Bevell, and they were playing so well last week. I don't think this is as easy as it seems.
We know the Packers are going to be in. We know they're going to matter. I want to see how tough they are defensively. I want to see them shut down this Lions running game with Adrian Peterson, who is not impressed playing Green Bay, will run over anyone. I know the Packers are going to be in. I want to know how tough they are. I think they'll find out against Detroit.
Yeah, a couple of things I'm really looking forward to is the fact that Aaron Rodgers is leading the league in the NFL. Is he going to slam the door on the MVP race? Because right now it seems like it's him running away with also Pat Mahomes. And then they protect him so well. Aaron Rodgers does not touch the ground in these games. He is a guy that can stand up in the pocket and not get sacked better than any other quarterback.
Saints going to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. Jalen Hurts, first game. That's obviously a huge storyline here. What are we keeping our eye on, KB?
Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders, a supposed savior for the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts is going to need help. If you want to win this one, if you want to stay close in this one against maybe the best team in all of football, you have to get off. Get him the ball in the first 3 plays of the game. I don't care if you punt. Feed that dude. He's your guy.
Yeah, we're looking at Jalen Hurts. Let's just keep it real.
Yeah.
What is this experiment is going to be?
Yeah.
I mean, what is it going to be? Carson Wentz is going to be sitting on the sideline. He's going to do what he does. He's a leader. He's going to peg well, and he's going to have the smile on his face. He's probably going to be beating himself up inside. But Jalen Hurts, you have an opportunity right now to prove to the organization that drafted you that you are the future.
There was a really almost funny moment, and I think he did it tongue-in-cheek, but they asked Jim Schwartz about Malcolm Jenkins, who he coached for years, both with the Eagles, of course, and he was like, well, I'm a little hesitant to praise a player these days.
You go, Jim.
After the DK Metcalf thing, but he was waxing poetic about how smart Malcolm Jenkins is and how important he was to that defense. Malcolm Jenkins up against the Eagles. I think the Saints take care of business, and I don't think it's going to be particularly competitive in this one.
Eagles beat the Saints just once over the last 13 years. Traeger, do what you were born to do. Who is the Eagles quarterback in that game?
Eagles, Saints, Michael Vick.
Sam Bradford.
Sam Bradford.